welcome back to the All-American Savage Show podcast. I am your host, John Burke, with my beautiful bearded husband here, Josh, across from me on today's show. How are you doing this morning, you beautiful son of a bitch?
Pretty good.
I am on day 3 of no nicotine.
How you feel?
I feel like I want to punch you. I want to punch Athena. I feel like I want to.
I've got a very punchable face.
No,
I've heard that before.
I feel like I feel like the addiction's getting harder. The urges are getting harder because, normally after the gym I'll throw a dip in, or after a meal I'll throw a dip in. You dip too, you said. So it's
tough.
Yeah, it is. But I think everybody's hard. Like DMing me on Instagram saying, after day 3 it starts to plateau out a little bit, and you feel better. So I've been using these Grinds coffee pouch. Again, not a paid endorsement. That's what I've been using. It actually helps. It's like little coffee pouches full of coffee, and just use that in your lip, because I think for a lot of it, it's like an oral fixation, just like smoking.
Yeah, I bet it is.
I know where you're going. There it is. It's like a big penis. Yeah. Maybe I should just start sucking dick. That'll help offset the nicotine cravings. Like, come here, big guy. Let's just do this. Tastes like happy.
Whatever gets you through.
Exactly.
Gets you through.
Thank you for tuning in this morning, wherever you're listening to us from. If you're at home with the kids, if you're on your way to work, you're deployed overseas, or you're in New York, mandating vaccinations for children 5 to 11 being forced upon children to participate in things such as school and other things, from Bill de Blasio coming out. This is an article we're going to cover in today's topics. Yes, this is real. Yes, this is true. I actually watched the soundbite. And all I can say to you today, ladies and gentlemen, is this: let's make guillotines great again. Bold statement to say, but we're almost there.
It's a handsome slogan.
It's a handsome slogan. Politicaltheater.shop is coming soon for your greatest political t-shirts. Oh my God. There is so much. Like, it's so difficult not to... Like, just doing these podcasts means we have to read the news. We have to stay with what's going on, do some reading, stay in the know to an extent, and it is so taxing on the soul because I get so fucking fired up reading all of this nonstop, clear abuse, tyrannical abuse of authority left and right, and this time coming from the president himself, who, by the way, has got like a 38% approval rating. Kamala has got like a 26% approval rating. I mean, just to give you guys a comparison here, the worst, I think, president of all time was Nixon, who ended it on a 26% approval rating. Biden's coming up close on this, and this is year 1. This is year 1, ladies and gentlemen. All right, before we get started on that, this day in history, now I want you to listen, because what I'm about to read to you, a lot of people don't know about, and then compare it to today's society, to the condition of today's society. Listen to this. Let's get into it. This day in history. This day in history, we have the Nazis launch Kristallnacht on November 9th of 1938. In an event that would foreshadow the Holocaust, German Nazis launch a campaign of terror against Jewish people and their homes and businesses in Germany and Austria. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen to what I'm about to tell you. Listen to what I'm about to read to you. This happened. This is real. Okay? The violence, which continued through November 10th, was later dubbed Kristallnacht, or Night of Broken Glass. After countless smashed windows of Jewish-owned establishments left approximately 100 Jews dead and 7,500 Jewish businesses damaged, and hundreds of synagogues, homes, schools, and graveyards vandalized. An estimated 30,000 Jewish men were arrested, many of whom were then sent to concentration camps for several months. They were released when they promised to leave Germany. Kristallnacht represented a dramatic escalation of the campaign started by Adolf Hitler in 1933 when he became chancellor to purge Germany of its Jewish population. The Nazis used the murder of a low-level German diplomat in Paris by a 17-year-old Polish Jew as an excuse to carry out the Kristallnacht attacks. On November 7th of 1938, Ernst von Rath was shot outside the German embassy by Herschel Grinspan, who wanted revenge for his apparent sudden deportation from Germany to Poland, along with tens of thousands of other Polish Jews. Following von Roth's death, Nazi propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels ordered German stormtroopers to carry out violent riots disguised as spontaneous demonstrations against Jewish citizens. Local police and fire departments were told not to interfere. In the face of all the devastation, some Jews, including entire families, died by suicide. Now, the comparison I want to make in today's day and age, ladies and gentlemen, what got them to that point? What got them to that point to believing the Jews were really the issue in Germany. The propaganda machine ran by Joseph Goebbels and the rest was nonstop pushing out negative propaganda, negative stereotypical propaganda. Now, where are we seeing that at today, ladies and gentlemen? We see that all over the MSM networks out there. We're seeing this left and right, that if you're a Republican, if you were in favor of the freedom to choose regarding vaccines, you don't care about other people's lives, you're a horrible human being, and they're trying to dehumanize us left and right. That's what they're trying to do. Like, again, mouthpieces like Don Lemon come out there and say things like we should face consequences for our choices. There should be consequences for not getting the vaccine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very similar. This is very akin to how this actually started. The propaganda machine is running 24/7 on your phone, on your television. It is in your Facebook feed, your Instagram timelines, on your TikTok. It is everywhere. Wake up and smell the propaganda, ladies and gentlemen. And to top it all off, if you sit there and say, John, that is not true, I want to read you an article right now. I want to read you a very important article. And if you listen to one thing I say this podcast, listen to this right here, and then you can tune me out and go back to watching your fucking Powder Puff Girls and all that other shit. Listen to what I'm telling you. Yesterday on the show, we talked about how a court has put a halt on the vaccine mandates issued by the tyrant-in-chief. A federal court put a kibosh and said, stop. This is going to court. Now, this is the president of the United States that made this call. And the federal court saying, nope, hold up. We're going to actually take this to trial. This is what President Biden, the tyrant-in-chief, has to say. White House Deputy Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre urged businesses to ignore a legally binding court-ordered stay and proceed with Biden's vaccines and testing requirements for private businesses. People should not wait, Jean-Pierre told reporters during a White House press briefing on Monday. They should continue to move forward and make sure they're getting their workplace vaccinated. We say, do not wait to take actions that will keep your workplace safe. You see how they frame this? It's all about safety. Ladies and gentlemen, the figures are out. They've been caught in nonstop lie after lie after lie. Fauci has lied time and time again. The president has lied time and time. You see it on video. You hear the sound bites. There is no ignoring it at this point. Democrats, listen to me. If you refuse to wake up at this point, it's because you want to see this happen. It's not about the freedom of choice. You hate the right so fucking much that you are so willing to just throw away your own freedom to take a stab at us on the right. That's how fucking deep in the sand your head and your asses are buried. You can't ignore it at this point anymore. When the Fauci emails get exposed, when the friggin' NIH actually dimes him out, when Fauci lies before court and nothing happens to him, how can you ignore this? Then the Biden administration is now saying ignore a court, a federal court. And here is my question to you that are listening. If the president of the United States does not respect and obey the law, then why the fuck should we? Answer me that. Any Democrat out there, I challenge you. I challenge you to explain to me, if the president of the United States refuses to adhere to law that he is supposed to uphold, then why the fuck should the citizens? Explain that to me, please. And don't sit there and spew your bullshit of, oh, safety. It's in the public's best safety. Safety. Shut the fuck up. I don't give a goddamn about your personal safety. I don't give a fuck about you, just like you don't give a fuck about me. Let's stop pretending like Americans have to suddenly start caring about each other. You think I really give a fuck about people like Alyssa Milano? You think I really fucking care about her? If she was shot in the head today, I would probably celebrate. I don't fucking care. If Biden was shot in the head today, I would probably celebrate. If Don Lemon, I would probably. These are not good human beings. These are not patriots. These are tyrants. These are brown shirts. These are the equivalent of the modern day Nazi, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care about these people. I don't care about their lives. They are the scum of the earth. They would be on the opposing side back in the day. The only difference is now they disguise it so well. They are Nazis in suits is the only difference. These people are fucking scum. Why should I give two fucks? Now, please, There is a difference here between those that are more moderate and saying, no, I agree with the vaccines, but you should have the freedom to choose, versus that are so die-hard that they would see your medical rights stripped away. Ladies and gentlemen, in New York, de Blasio is calling for children 5 to 11 to also have forced vaccinations. And by the way, did you also know, and parents keep this in mind, that a lot of people out there are saying that by sending your children to school, these are the districts saying this, if you send your child to school, that is you being compliant and therefore giving them permission to vaccinate your child at school. Parents, you better wake the fuck up. You better wake the fuck up. These snakes, they are slippery. Open your eyes and see what's going on. They are not playing around anymore. Biden and his administration are clearly ignoring a federal court. What would happen if you or I were to do the same thing? We would be in fucking jail right now.
Yep.
We would be in jail. But the rich elites, they get away with it. Are you now finally starting to see, Democrats? Are you finally starting to see what you voted for? What you wanted is tyranny. And you're fine with it right now because as long as it's in your favor, you're going to support it. But then when that sword swings the other ways, then you're going to start crying about it. And at that point, I ain't going to give a goddamn about you or your livelihood. When it mattered most, you didn't stand for freedom. So why the fuck should we stand for you? Because guess what? Eventually, it will come back. We've seen it time and time again. It will come back. It's happened to Republicans. When Trump was signing the EO after EO, I called it back then. You're loving it right now, but as soon as Biden takes office, boom. Because our priorities in Congress are not about actually, making Congress more effective by limiting power and checks and balances. It's about expanding on that power. Biden's freaking bills are passing left and right now. Get ready, the inflation's coming even more so. Talking about shutting down another pipeline. Those gas prices, they're coming. They're going up.
Just see him trying to make a positive spin on the price of groceries going up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is good. Oh, by the way, economists are also predicting this is going to be the most expensive Thanksgiving in a very long time. Good job, Democrats. That's what you voted for. That's what you got. How do you still not see this? Anytime you vote fucking blue, everything goes up.
Yep.
And in a period where it actually shouldn't be inflation, when more people are going back to work due to the lockdowns ending and unemployment dropping drastically, it's in fact not. What Biden has done by enforcing vaccine mandates, and this is how they're going to manipulate this. The unemployment rate is not going to go up because according to them, they're saying that if you choose to quit or are fired, you will not draw unemployment if you're not vaccinated. Therefore, those numbers can't be registered, and unemployment's going to look like Biden just did a wonderful job. But no, he's causing more unemployment.
Yeah.
He's causing more job loss with these mandates. So when we had the opportunity, now just think about this. When we had the opportunity, and I blame Trump on this one too, just as fucking guilty that he didn't step in and stop the governments, the local state level governments from saying, shutdowns, he didn't do anything. Trump's equally as much to blame on this as anybody else.
But can the president really go into other states and tell
absolutely.
them what they can and cannot do?
In regards to forcing the people, absolutely.
I thought that just comes down to your local government.
So then, what if it's a human right though?
I don't know. That's why I think it's a slippery slope when you start to get the federal government involved in local politics.
True enough, but when it's a human rights violation, 100%.
So like at the border of Texas right now, where there's 60,000 plus illegal immigrants trying to cross over to our border. Greg Abbott sent down the Texas National Guard because it's it's a threat.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I just wonder what took them so fucking long. That's the other thing I don't understand about
I think
Greg
they're waiting
Abbott.
on the federal government, so the federal government has the
for how
responsibility to go down to the border.
But they're clearly not, though.
Yeah, they're not. They don't care.
And it's
so
been
that's
9
why
months.
Abbott coming in and sending in the National Guard, Texas National Guard.
I think Abbott's waiting close to re-election time so he can use more stuff under his belt to say this is what I've done. It's like, yeah, but what fucking took you so long, dude? But
yeah, I agree. Kristi Noem had it right from the very beginning.
Fucking incredible. Good for her.
Just
the only woman in America, the only state in America. She took the fucking beatings.
Yeah.
And she didn't give a shit. And they're doing phenomenally well. Oh, and by the way, we've got the results in from Florida talking about in relation to California and COVID cases and deaths from that. And if you still believe that these COVID facts are accurate, you're a fucking idiot. I can't tell you how many of these asshat Democrats I get on Twitter. I follow the facts and science and the data. You mean the data that has been manipulated by the government? You mean the data that has actually been shown to be false? The lies told by Fauci and the Biden administration? Are you serious at this point? Like, you really believe it? You genuinely do. Because that's your identity. That's what you're tied to. So regardless if Biden's right or wrong, you are going to follow him into the grave because you hate the right so much. And that's what made Trump so goddamn popular. The right hated the left so much and Trump hated the left so much, they rallied around Trump because he was their figurehead. Never thinking for themselves. That was the problem. Democrats, Biden is your Trump.
Is he?
Oh, he is. Biden is your Trump. If you still support Biden amidst all of this, Biden is your Trump. You are literally supporting him because he's not right. He's not on the right. That's the only reason you're supporting him. There's no other way to break that down. We say do not wait to take actions that will keep your workplace safe. It is important and critical to do, and waiting to get more people vaccinated will lead to more outbreaks and sickness. This does not make sense. How the fuck are you still saying this when it's been proven the vaccine does not stop the spread? It has been proven, and you still refuse it. This is more propaganda from the Nazi figure. Just blah, 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 blah. You will take the vaccine because it will make you safe. Excuse me, Mein Kampf. It's been shown that it actually doesn't. You will stop talking that right now. Censor him. Do not let this out on the social media. Pull it at all costs. Don't question the dictator, because if you do, now you're jeopardizing people's lives. This is a propaganda war at this point. The facts are there. The truth has been discovered. And people still choose to ignore it. Even the administration will double down. That's why Fauci will not fall. Newsom will not fall. De Blasio will not fall. None of these figureheads that have pushed the COVID narrative will ever be allowed to fall in the mainstream media. They cannot do it, because if they do, their narrative falls with them. And they can't have that. Then, if that did happen, the Democratic base would be annihilated. The very same groups of people, the blue checkmarks elite on Twitter, would be destroyed. The COVID narrative must stay alive to them. It's like the spice must flow. Mm-hmm. The propaganda must flow, because if it doesn't, we crumble and the right wins.
If you haven't figured out that the left is using propaganda after they marched out Sesame Street characters to promote a vaccination to children, then I don't know that you're ever going to get it.
Here's how you fight them, ladies and gentlemen. Here's how you fight the propaganda. We talked about this yesterday. Make fun of them. Meme them left and right. Be ruthless in your memery. Let the memes flow. And I will be here to guide you as your meme lord in chief. It's Propaganda 101. They say we're trying to get past this pandemic, and we know the way to do that is to get people vaccinated. How does that make sense? The vaccine doesn't stop the spread. The vaccine doesn't prevent you from getting COVID. All it does is slightly lessen the symptoms. And by the way, studies show, and this has been hitting the news as of late where big tech has not censored it yet, that I think it was Pfizer did a test group on 40,000 patients. I posted the video to my Instagram stories. You can check it out there. Go watch it. Go decide for yourself. I'm not saying if it's truth. I'm not saying if it's a lie. You go watch it yourself, and you make the call. You go listen to it. And by the way, what was said in this video was actually backed up as far as the test groups that Pfizer did. And by the way, again, Democrats, I realize you are so fucking retarded you don't want to listen. It's not the fact that this vaccine has been rolled out. I understand that you are going to grasp on this like straws. I get it. But the point that we are trying to make is that this has underwent no long-term clinical trials. We do not know the long-term effects. Because guess what? Sometimes it takes time for these things to showcase issues. That's why clinical trials usually last anywhere from 5 to 7 to 8 years with the FDA. It takes a very long time. And again, I'm not for the FDA, but I'm using that as an example. So you morons out there that are pro-FDA, they are not going by the FDA's normal guidelines on this. They rush this motherfucker. And then any negative outcomes, again, are any of you asking yourself why you can't sue these people and they're protected by the government? Are any of you asking that? Why is that? They are protecting them. It throws off the very premise of a free market. But now, hey, don't worry. Don't worry. Pfizer has a pill now. And I'm telling you, I would be willing to bet you go look at ivermectin and what's in that, and go look at this new pill and see if there's any similarities in ingredients. Any. I'd be very interested in seeing that. Isn't it interesting, ladies and gentlemen? Pfizer, as soon as these vaccines start getting a little bit of negative press, boom, a pill appears. Weird. And by the way, the studies also came out and talked about like you have like a 73% chance of beating COVID after you've had it. Your antibody, or I'm sorry, it was like it's 73% more effective to have the antibodies by facing it head on than actually getting the vaccination.
I mean,
what about that? Does that not matter?
I think they teach that in elementary school.
No.
I'm pretty sure we learned that back in science, back in like I don't know, 4th, 5th grade.
Almost got myocarditis. People are just fucking stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to know how the Nazis got away with it? Look at right now. Look at right now. They condemn the right for like nationalism. Oh my God. The left's identity is nothing but nationalism, but in the Democratic side of the house.
Yeah, I got to think that there's people who are Democrats who are getting the vaccination are legitimately scared.
Oh, 100%.
They've been scared. So I don't know. I kind of feel bad for them because they're just not going to get it. They're just not going to get that they're being lied to, and that
I don't feel bad for any of them.
They have to live in fear.
Here's the thing: every single one of us has the ability. Well, we have the right, maybe not the ability, but there comes a point where you have to take personal responsibility and accountability for the actions that you do or do not take. So there's going to come a time where. And don't get me wrong, I do support you. If you want to get the vaccine, get the vaccine. Again, we have never been against the vaccine in general, or vaccines in general, excuse me.
Like if you want to do whatever you want with your body.
Yes, 100%. Freedom to choose. And that's why liberals are such goddamn hypocrites, that you fucking baby killers out there. It's my body, my choice. Unless it's fucking medical vaccines. And then you're like, oh, no choice. Fuck that. You should be forced to get it. Yeah. Oh, by the way, real quick, go ahead and clip this. Well, we're not on Twitch. I got banned, but whatever. I got suspended. Here you go. Democrats, this Veterans Day, which is coming up, and by the way, we're running a 20% off special for all veterans and stuff like that. Anyway, we'll get to that later. This Veterans Day, if you are in support of forced vaccines, do not thank a veteran. Don't you dare go kiss a veteran's ass or attempt to suck a veteran's dick by thanking them for their service. Because you fucking hypocrites are actually our enemies. You actually are. You have no problem coming to us and saying, thank you for your service and fighting for my freedom. Because it's okay when somebody else fights for your freedom to do whatever the fuck you want to do. Because it's their life on the line, not yours. And then suddenly you're confronted with a virus that has a 98, 99% survivability rating. And that freedom that was paid for in blood by the men and women whose asses you fucking kissed, then suddenly you throw that out the fucking window because you are a bunch of fucking scared sheep. So don't you dare thank a veteran this Veterans Day. In fact, you should stay the fuck away from us because quite honestly, I hate you. You are not American to me. You are scum. I find you to be repulsive and disgusting. The fact that so many would willingly die for your freedom to do what you want to do, and you would throw it away at the first sign of any type of possible diversity or tragedy. Man, suddenly the tune shifts. Freedom isn't free.
Some people just don't get it.
No, they don't.
It's just a
freedom does not come free. There is sacrifice.
It's a story in a newspaper or
100%.
A soundbite on TV.
It's a little bar scrolling at the bottom of CNN of how many died in Iraq or Afghanistan. It's like, thank you for their service.
It's just numbers.
That's all it is.
Numbers on a screen.
They don't give a fuck about. And these very same people deserve to be enslaved. I don't give a fuck about if China invaded and said, hey, or if we legitimately could take these people and say, hey, if we could take a poll and say, I will willingly give up my rights for the sake of being vaccinated to be safe, I would be perfectly fine putting them on a boat and sending them to fucking China. Get them out of America. We don't need them. Politics be damned. That's the very same premise of if you want to give up your rights and let the government control you You deserve every bad thing that happens to you. Go to fucking North Korea and see how that works. Go to Venezuela and see what they're going through right now. You go to these other fucking countries where the government steps in for the sake of the people, and you see how effective they are at operating that. And guess what? The Biden bill just passed. Josh just read an article that talked about like the government wants to start working with infrastructure companies to work on infrastructure, and they get to choose. I mean, they've already been doing this, but this is the bills that the elites are gaining more and more power.
So much power.
It's ridiculous.
Their spending habits are just
nuts.
Incredible.
Fucking nuts.
Incredible. I can't believe it's gotten this far. Like they started off at almost
the people don't care. The people don't care.
Started off at $3.5 trillion and had to work it back down to $1.7 trillion.
The people don't give a they don't give a shit.
And then at the very end, they start throwing in other stuff. Like
you want to talk
at the very it's just like a free for all.
I keep getting these fucking these responses on Twitter. It's like you repeat yourself in this echo chamber so many fucking times. I'm like, I'm just following the data. The data has been manipulated. That has been proven. There is no other way around that. You cannot convince me otherwise. It has been shown time and time again and again. Fauci lied and nothing happened to him. Your court, your judicial system clearly leans left, and those that commit perjury under oath, nothing happens to them. Therefore, I respect nothing that you want to mandate to me as a free citizen. Fuck you. If you're not going to abide by the very same laws that you should be governed by, why the fuck should I? Why should any of us? Why should we continue paying taxes? This doesn't make sense to me. If you don't adhere to the rule of law as founded by our Constitution as to how this government is supposed to operate, and you as the POTUS and an administration refuse to adhere to it, you deserve to be guillotined. That's all there is to it. You are now tyrannical. This is a rogue, tyrannical government. And people out there, Republicans, well, what are you going to do about it? You're not going to do it. You're just going to complain. You do realize before the first shot was fired in the American Revolution, it took years to get to that point. And we're getting to that point. So cool your fucking tits. Okay? It's getting there. The more and more that people wake up, you know what the trigger is going to be? When Democrats get enough. Because when you've got both sides united, then it's really going to hit a spilling point. So all of you out there, well, they're not doing anything. Calm your tits. It's coming. Just because you want it now doesn't mean it's going to happen now. You got to give it time. People are seeing it. More and more are waking up. When you have 2 Democrat senators going against the spending bill, people are waking up. So have a little faith and stop with your fucking, oh, we're not going to do anything. It's coming. It is coming. I promise you.
You got all these Democrats that are, who was that just told them that they need to retire before re-election? Or
Josh and I were talking prior to the show starting, and here's where it's at, ladies and gentlemen. The MSM is not going to show you the amount of people that are walking out, that are protesting, that are quitting. The press will not show this to you because that's going to give our side fuel. It's going to empower other people. Instead of taking a knee to a forced jab, instead, they're choosing to protest and quit in numbers. A Virginia school, another article just came out. We're going to read this. A Virginia school board had to fucking go back and redo it because they had I'll read the article for you right now. Where is it at? This was in Virginia, of all places. Virginia School Board backtracks on vaccine mandate as resignations and staffing shorter mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, I have called this time and time again. When the wheels of trade and commerce stop, when you walk out en masse, when you rally the people, when you come together for a cause, you've got them by the balls and there's nothing they can do. Not a single fucking thing. When you have mass, if everyone in this office today in shell shock walked out all at once, we are fucked. The wheels of trade stop. My shipping department goes fucking kablooey. I got no orders going out. I got money coming in. I'm going to have customer complaints out the ass. So guess what? I'm fucked. So I better make sure I take care of my employees. You don't seem to understand. You can do this with these large-scale businesses. Ford, Boeing, all of them. All it takes is one motherfucker to stand up and make his or her voice heard, and you will rally the people. There's a lot more people that are on side with you than you realize. Don't watch the press. Don't watch Facebook. Don't watch social media. They're not going to cover it. They are going to silence it. Big tech is in bed with the government and the MSM. They are only going to report. This is 1984. They're projecting on your phones, on your televisions, on your screens, only what they want you to see. They are creating the narrative around you. And guess what? It doesn't exist. There are more of us than them. Wake up and realize this. See this. Believe in this. Believe in the hope of standing united with fellow Americans. I don't even believe that half this country's been vaccinated. I think they're fucking lying. Of course they want us to believe that. Of course they want to believe, because you know why? People are inherently followers. Very few have the ability to think for themselves and actually lead. So when you sit there and you tell the sheep, half the population's been vaccinated, meh, meh, and they just fall in line. Well, all the cool kids are doing it. Go get your fucking jab. Go get your jab. And you just fall right in line. Because we don't want change in our lives. We don't want disruption. We are creatures of habit. We love comfort. We love just, repetitiousness. That's how we are. But then when you throw a cog in the fucking wheel or you throw a wrench in the machine and it jacks the whole fucking thing up, suddenly people are jarred and they're shaken and they pull away from the screens. They pull away from the phones. They pull away from all this shit. And then they start thinking for themselves. And when you've got a society that thinks for itself, it's a dangerous society. It's an amazing society. The society that says, no, we will not sit here and deal with the fucking yoke of tyranny put on by rich fucking elites that sit there and they don't play by the same goddamn rules that you and I are supposed to. That is not free men. We are not a free country. When will we understand this? This is great value brand patriotism, and it's bullshit. We got to get a license for this, a fucking license for that. The government's permission to get married. This is not freedom. And you think it's easy for me, an ex-soldier, to say this turnaround that jerked off to Toby Keith videos back during 9/11. We're fighting the war on terror. And then you come back and you grow up and say, Jesus Christ, I'm ashamed of this country. We're not free at all. We're enslaved. We're enslaved to the fucking government. But because we are creatures of habit, we're okay with it. No. Don't disrupt my life. Let me just live like this. Let me be happy in my little 3-foot bubble. I used to think like that. There were so many influencers out there in the social media world I wanted to go after so fucking bad. I only care about things that are in my 3-foot bubble. Guess what happens? That's all you care about. Then the entire world around you changes. And then by the time it hits that 3-foot bubble, it's too fucking late. And you can't change shit. Stop sending me fucking DMs and emails. John, I don't know what to do in the military. They're forcing the... You know what the fuck to do. What do you want me to say? You want me to hold your fucking hand and say, hey, it's part of sacrifice. Either you believe in it or you fucking don't. Get out of the army then. Are you really so insecure that you don't think you can survive on the outside? Because you sure as fuck can. I did. Many of us have. You can too. I don't want to do. Why don't you grow some fucking balls? Grab your fucking stones and stand the fuck up for what you believe in. And stop kowtowing to these fucking communists. You fucking cowards. You want me to say it? I'll say it. You're a fucking coward. John, I was so scared. I just, I don't agree with it, but, I had to do. Then you're a fucking coward. You were too scared to stand for what you believed in. That or you just didn't really believe in it. And you were lying to yourself to feel cool. Some powerful shit I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody's got to fucking say it. Y'all aren't listening. I still get these goddamn DMs on Instagram. What am I supposed to do? What do you want me to say to you? Oh, come here. Come to Daddy Bear. Put you on the nipple. Oh, it's okay. Well, you'll be all right. No, you don't have to stand for what you believe. Our forefathers would be ashamed of you. They stood up against the British fucking Empire. Like, do you not understand or realize, they threatened to have their families and land burned, raped, murdered? Are you fucking serious? And you're sitting here and you're worried about losing your job. You think it's the end of the world? Fuck no, it's not. Have some hope. Have some motivation and confidence in your ability. Jesus. I get so tired of getting these fucking messages, especially in the military. John, should I enlist? Fuck no, you shouldn't enlist. Fuck this government. Fuck Biden. And fuck the army. You got fucking the SecDef, Lloyd Austin, black supremacists. You got General Mike. You got all these morons. You really want to serve under these cocksuckers? Fuck them. I'll tell you this much. Serving in the military in and of itself is not honorable. It's not patriotic. Because what are you serving for? You're serving this administration. Is this an honorable administration? Well, the question does get brought up. Is there any honorable? No, probably not. But good grief. I mean, look at this. This is like the bottom of the fucking barrel. You really want to serve this? That's what you want to serve? That's your brand of patriotism? Come on. Wake up, ladies and gentlemen. Stop fucking using the stars and stripes as your blindfold and wake up to what true freedom is really about. What true patriotism is. It's rebellion and revolt in the face of tyrannical dictatorship. And that's what this is. That's 100% what this is. All right. I'm done. I need a cigarette. I need a fucking dip is what I need. Been a while since I did one of these.
Came out a little extra hard there.
I did. That's what she said. Virginia School Board backtracks on vaccine. And those who are in the chat, I'm not even reading comments right now. I don't want to because I know the YouTube trolls are like screeching at the top of their fucking, oh my God, John's fucking preaching freedom. Brovet extraordinaire that was doing these rants years ago. Suddenly, you're all up on my dick again. What does John have to say about this now? Weren't you like fucking making fun of me for years for doing these car rants that like made actual common sense and rallied the people and built a platform to use to try and push this idea of liberty? Oh, yeah. Suddenly the Brovet extraordinaire is like loved again. Weird how that works.
Full circle.
Full circle. You condemn me left and right. Now, granted, yeah, I said some stupid shit back in the day. I'll give me that. But come on. Wake the fuck up, people. Virginia School Board backtracks vaccine mandate as resignations and staffing shortage mounts. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. This is how they made it happen. They won. You flipped the state. You went after the kids. What the fuck did you think was going to happen, McAuliffe? Richmond Public School vaccine mandate went into effect October 1st. Richmond School Board has reversed course on a plan to discipline staff who didn't comply with the coronavirus vaccine. Like, just the wording of like, we're going to discipline the staff. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
You ain't disciplining shit, bitch. You don't fucking own me. You're not my parents. Go fuck yourself. Go start a shotgun. You cocksucking fuck. We're going to discipline the staff.
It's in that coffee over there.
Jesus Christ. I'm like at a loss. Like if I worked at a job and they came out and said, hey guys, the boss has announced that we're going to have to discipline staff. Suck my fucking ass. You motherfuckers, we're going to discipline you for not getting the vaccine. Like, I just,
if you don't
bro,
want,
like,
if you
that'd
don't,
be one of those
that's
things.
that's socialism, right? So the government's
yeah.
not making you go get the vaccination, but they're telling businesses to tell you to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Strip away
what's the difference?
That's the thing that blows my mind. To where a mother wanting to provide for her, a single mom of two, wanting to provide for her family. And she doesn't want to get the vaccine because she's like, you know what? I don't want my children to have this because I just don't know. I don't know for a fact. But just because she doubts it, she can't put food on the table for her children. This right here is what's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. This will cause violence. And you know, I'll say it. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time some blood was shed. And America went through a little bit of a revolution again to purge itself of the would-be tyrants. Maybe it's time. I don't know.
Look what the Democrats did. During the entire Trump administration, during his entire presidency,
millions
what did they
down.
do? They formed Antifa,
assaulted
the BLM,
people, yeah, 100%.
and they started burning down cities. They started killing people. And what happened? Nothing.
Not a goddamn thing.
Kyle Rittenhouse is going through trial right now.
What did the FBI do? What did the FBI do that? Yeah.
Shut down a city, shut down Seattle, took it over.
And they're still operating out of Portland. What's being done?
Called it the Summer of Love. During like rapes and murders happening.
Started their own city.
Yeah.
Chaz or whatever.
Yep.
What happened?
Yeah. Just that's what they did.
Because they were black, they were minorities, they got away with fucking everything.
They couldn't take everybody having freedom. They couldn't take the lowest unemployment ever.
Nope.
Having a southern border.
These people are fucking, oh my God.
New trade deals.
Morons.
Peace across the...
Complete fucking morons.
Yeah.
Complete fucking morons.
They couldn't take it.
They did nothing.
They couldn't take...
The leadership did not have the balls to go in there and root those motherfuckers out by their heads and say, either you comply with this, saying you are breaking the law, and if you don't adhere to it, we're going to fucking shoot you. There's rapes going on in this city.
Yeah.
And nothing was fucking done. Nothing was done. At what point do you sit there and say, you know what? It's Ferguson, Oregon, it's time to take back your city. We live in an age now, ladies and gentlemen, where you look at like The Dark Knight Rises, you see characters like Bane, and you start to understand, no, Bane was actually right. Bane was actually the good kind of, not really, but you get where I'm going with that. Like don't blow up your city.
I haven't seen that movie.
Oh, it's a really good movie, yeah. But Bane was basically saying power should go back to the people, but at the same time blow everybody up in the process, which Didn't really make much sense, but yeah,
Okay.
you get where I'm going. You
All
get where
right.
I'm going there. I'm not saying that. Oh my God.
Interesting take.
It's funny to me. You know what I love now, though? It's like there's this news article talking about a far-right congressman tweets edited anime video of himself killing AOC. But the left will sit there and promote people like Kathy Griffith, who holds Trump's decapitated head, and you praise her. And Johnny Depp talks about assassinating a president. Madonna talks about blowing up the White House. And you just sit there and you fondle your genitals to this, and you love it. And I'm not condoning what this congressman said, but please spare me the pearl clutching. Your side has been overly violent for years, and it's coming to an end.
Overly violent.
Overly violent.
Like
assaulting women and children in streets. Like, and the other thing, like cops, look, I'll be honest with you. If you're a Portland cop and you see this shit going down, and even though you're given orders not to do anything and you still choose not to, you're a piece of shit. You're a fucking... How can you sit there and watch? I remember seeing this video, and there was a woman and her child, and there was a protest, and they flung shit at her and her child, and the cops did nothing. Fucking disgusting, badge-wearing cowards.
why did you?
You should have yanked off the fucking badge and said, "This is not right."
Why did you become
a cop in the first place? Yeah,
like,
money. It's the root of all evil.
Is it?
And I'm
I
sorry.
mean, you don't make a lot of money being a police officer.
But why would you think they wouldn't do that? Because they don't want to lose their job. It's money. 100%. 100%. Everything that revolves around money. This vaccine, everything going on. Everything revolves around money. On Monday night, the board voted 6-3 to prevent Superintendent Jason Comras from withholding pay or firing teachers who refuse to get the vaccine if said teachers or staff agree to weekly COVID testing provided by RPS, according to Richmond Times-Dispatch. The newspaper reports that Comras still stands by his decision to mandate the vaccine, saying a mandate isn't a mandate if there are no consequences. Right. Sounds like tyranny to me. You will either force this jab that has no long-term clinical trials into your system, and guess what? If you die, or if you have a long-term disability, nothing's going to be done. Too bad. Just, whatever. You either do it or we're withholding your pay. Bro, you take everything from the people and you give them nothing left, they're going to resort to violence, and you deserve it. You fucking deserve it. If a mandate, there are no consequences, and that it increased the district's overall vaccination rate to around 92%. But on the same day as the vote to halt the disciplinary measures, the board approved 29 staff resignations, most of which were sparked by the vaccine mandate, the Times-Dispatch also reports. I feel like we didn't get a plan on how to make it work. We have a crisis with staff leaving. Again, you see what you said? Crisis. It's a crisis. You do massive walkouts, you got them by the balls, and they're going to have to bend the fucking knee. Because number one, finding qualified people alone in and of itself is difficult enough, but to get them in there and get them trained on the school's curriculum, all that stuff, is even more of a pain in the dick. You've got them right where you want them, ladies and gentlemen. We have a crisis with the staff leaving. Kenya Gibson, who supports the vaccine mandate, was quoted as saying, "More than one school in my district, there are teachers leaving in the middle of the year, and it has nothing to do with the vaccination and everything to do with the demands in the classroom." Yeah, bullshit.
Okay.
Nice way to fucking shift blame on that when we're trying to deflect. Bull fucking shit. There are now nearly 100 staff vacancies in the district, and any teacher who were docked pay as of November 1st for not complying with the mandate will be reimbursed, according to... Wow, you changed on that one really fucking quick. I wouldn't even go back to work until you give me my money. It's like, okay, I'll come back, but you're going to pay me first, bitch. The money or the hours that I put in, you're going to pay me for.
These are public schools, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Over in Virginia. And 100 different staff people have walked out. Mariah White, another board member, said she doesn't understand how withholding pay would have motivated staff to get the vaccination. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can understand. Yeah, I could. Because there are going to be some that are going to cave because they're going to be too afraid to stand up for what they fucking believe in. It ends when you say it does, ladies and gentlemen. It ends when you say it does. This bending the knee for fear of them withholding pay, it ends when you say it does. The shot has kept our children safe. No, it hasn't. Kids have not been dying from COVID at the rates adults have. What the fuck are you talking about? How does that help anyone? Taking someone's pay, that doesn't make them want to go and take the COVID shot, she said, according to the Times-Dispatch. Over the past month, the 10 to 19 age group has had the highest coronavirus positivity rate in Richmond, the newspaper adds. Wait, I thought according to medical research as provided by the government that actually doesn't impact children the way it affects adults. Oh, did that change too now?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, it almost seems like they're fucking lying or they just don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Look, it's changing quite a bit as we speak.
It's the science. The science is changing.
Look, this thing could change right now while we're talking.
I'm just so fucking over these morons. Oh my God. The PC police have struck again, and this time liberals don't know who to be mad at. Critics slam Bloomberg News for calling Winston Churchill racist, questioning how he should be viewed today. This is what I love about you fucking liberals. This is what I love about you. You're fucking retarded. You're stupid. You're stupid. Legitimately. Because in your mind, like, this is how a liberal must think. A child, a thing, non-gendered, specific, by the way, should come out of the vagina or butthole, because, again, that's coming soon to where gay men could probably hold a child in their anus. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to try that, so that way they can actually give birth.
I'm listening.
Poop out a baby. I could see that. That way they can, yeah, whatever. Let's go down this road. According to them, a child should come out of the vaginal canal or the anus. Okay. Perfectly politically correct. That's how the world should have started. There should have been no country founded in blood. There should have been no slavery. There should have been no violence, no racism. In their world, we as a human race should have been brought into creation perfect. So any figure that did not achieve the liberal version of perfection should then be looked back upon in pure disgust. Meanwhile, Winston Churchill basically saved England in World War II, but because he was racist, how should we look back on? Guess what? Back then, a lot of people were racist. That was kind of the thing back then. Yeah. It doesn't make it right, but that's the way the world worked. And just because it doesn't fit your current contemporary politically correct viewpoints does not make them inherently bad. So, all the way.
Wait, why are they saying he was racist?
Oh, let's read the article. You know who else was racist? Hitler, wrote one critic in defense of Churchill. Bloomberg News became the famous of basically Bloomberg posted this, and they got ripped apart in the fucking comments. Bloomberg News became the focus of intense criticism Monday following a tweet in which it referred to former British Prime Minister Winston Churchill as racist and questioned how he should be viewed through modern standards. Okay. Let's start by breaking this down real quick. You cannot view the past with modern optics. It doesn't work because back then, like Sinbad, the comedian, you remember Sinbad, the comedian? He was fucking hilarious. I love him. He's still around, I think. But he talked about like, and this is back in like the early 90s. He talked about like, you young brothers, man, you guys are so fucking passionate. Like you were so, like, man, if I'd been around back in the slavery day, I wouldn't pick no cotton. And then Sinbad goes, and then be like, oh, my bad. And you start picking cotton. And the reason I reference that is because if you had existed back in that day, that's the chances of how you would have been. Because that was the cultural norms. It's not condoning racism. It's saying if you had lived back during that age, if we lived during the age of the Native Americans in America today, we'd probably be worshiping the sun. Because that's what happened back then. This is why liberals, you are so fucking stupid, you can't comprehend this, because in your mind, we should all be born perfect. And therefore, there should be no room or margin for mistakes. If you look at the history of America versus other countries, we have evolved so fucking fast. We became a superpower very fucking quickly. In 250 years of existence, we evolved so quickly, which is a wonderful thing. America was founded in blood. Name me one country that wasn't. America had racism. Name me one country that didn't have it or still doesn't. America had slaves. There are still countries today that have slavery.
Nobody's stopping these people
from leaving. Yeah,
from leaving or from finding a minority family to take over their house, give them their job,
give them their money. 100%.
I don't see any of these hosts or anybody like.
Don't get me wrong,
stepping down.
I don't like telling people like if you don't like it, leave it, because again, there are certain things in America that I don't like, and we should stay and fight for what we love. You know, do I think Democrats love America? I think a lot of them do. But I think in their mind, they have this, well, maybe not in the sense of love the condition that it's in now or the past, but I think the reason they stay and fight is it's got to be because you love it. You love something, you want to fight for it. But their love is founded in ignorance. They don't even know what they love. This is a generation that social media has came in and poisoned their minds into thinking this utopia. Like the utopia they want to push for is actually a dystopia.
Yeah,
and they don't even realize it. Like right now,
like nobody's stopping Democrats from paying more in taxes,
no,
or
absolutely not.
going out and helping homeless people, or whatever it is their cause
which is your freedom to choose.
It's your free, yeah. You lead the charge.
Oh yeah.
If you want to give Native Americans your house, all your property,
Fucking
all your money,
feel free.
Yeah, go do it.
Why aren't they
let's
doing
see
it? Yeah,
let's see you do it. Just don't talk. Don't sit there and post on social media about how this country was founded in blood and you brought disease over from another.
Go do something.
Yeah,
make it right.
Well. Go give them all your stuff.
You remember in Chaz, there was that video that surfaced where like the fucking, I think it was like a Native American dude was kind of like, you should give right here, right now, find a black person and give them $10. I was like, are you fucking stupid? What? Find a black person.
That's what you believe in. Do it.
Give them $10. Like that's, we solved racism. We fixed it. We fixed the inequality. We fixed the problem of the job. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't think so.
And another case in point of that is when basically they called out Elon Musk saying if he just donated $6 billion, whatever, it could solve world hunger. And he responds back, was like, you lay out a plan for the public to read and solve it, and I will sell Tesla stock right now and do it. And no plan has came forward.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers love running your lips about, this is what should be fixed, and then you give no solution.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's probably worth it to him.
Or somebody else's money. You want to use somebody else's money, not your own.
Yeah, it's probably worth it to Elon Musk to give them $6 billion so they would shut their mouths forever and never bring it up again.
It doesn't work that way, though. And I agree, but it doesn't work. They will find something. Like, don't feed these trolls. They will find something else to bitch about. You could sit there, like the joke I've told, like the Pope and Trump are on a yacht, and they're out in the middle of the fucking Atlantic, and a strong wind comes along and blows the Pope's hat off. And Trump's like, 1 second, Your Holiness, I'll get that for you. And Trump literally jumps off the boat, and he sprints across the water top. He doesn't say, he sprints on the water, picks up the Pope's little hat, runs back, slaps it back on the Pope's head. The Pope's like, oh, thank you very much. Mario Pope's back, by the way. And Trump's like, it's no problem, Your Holiness. I got that for you. Shoes aren't even wet. And the next day, the CNN headline article reads, Trump can't swim. No matter what good you do, they will figure out a way to demonize your shit. It's the truth, though. It's negative association bias. It's a basic psychological terminology. You know, they also call it halo effect. Like the people on the right have a halo effect for Trump, or a positive association bias, meaning he can do no wrong. And the left have the negative association bias to where he can do no right. And there, in the middle ground, is usually where the truth exists.
Yeah, they do that all the time.
100%.
Republicans bounce.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Turning points. Trump, we'll take the guns first, due process second. And then
Biden's poll numbers in. And Republicans pounce on
turning
Biden's
points, kind of like, we love Trump. Let's drop shirts and say we hate big government, but suck that Trump dick. Tastes like spray tan. Fucking turncoats. I will never have anything to do with that organization. Never. Never. And I see all these up-and-coming social media influencers. The age of the influencer is over, by the way. Thank God. Needs to end. These motherfuckers out there, like you get somebody with a bit of clout, they start getting some viral videos, the next thing they're pulling, I'm proud to announce I'm a Turning Point ambassador. Bah. Bah. Rallying to that group that's a bunch of Trump fucking loyalists. Bah, for your masters. No ability to think for yourself. Am I the only one that remember back when like Charlie Kirk was like scolding fucking influencers for fighting amongst themselves? Like, we don't do that. United Front. No, you should encourage diversity of thought and individual think. That should be encouraged. That's a good thing. We shouldn't be fighting amongst ourselves. Yes, you should. That's how you purge the antiquated ideas out of your party. That's what you need. People won't do it, though.
Not all ideas are good ideas.
Exactly.
We should remember that.
Bloomberg News became the focus of intense criticism Monday following a tweet in which it referred to former Churchill helped lead the free world through war. He was also racist. How should we consider him today? Tweeted Bloomberg Opinion with a link to a piece written by columnist and historical author Max Hastings. All these people want to do is just divide people. He was also a wascally racist. What about Joy Reid over on, what is it, MSNBC? Basically accuses freaking
she's super racist.
oh, she's a big time fucking black racist.
She
but
hates-
don't fucking talk to her about that. Oh my god, if you do as a white person, you're racist.
Oh my god.
Didn't she accuse like fucking the winner of the Virginia lieutenant governor like of being a black white supremacist? Like what fucking world do we live in when you could be a black white supremacist?
Like the biggest minority turnout
Yes.
for a Republican candidate.
and they're still racists. Maybe you're just a black racist.
Maybe you have terrible ideas.
Maybe you did. Yeah, 100%.
Maybe you find a different job.
That and you're just a diehard fucking, you want to be a victim because if you're a victim, then, it's amazing.
She's like, how am I going to make it today? She gets into her $100,000 car.
Get the fuck out of here. These people make much money off of
leaves her
keeping people
mansion.
divided. You gotta love it.
I'm so oppressed.
If there's money in oppression, ladies and gentlemen, when you start waking up and realizing that, you're going to understand why these mouthpieces are saying what they do. So they posted this on the Bloomberg Opinion. Said Churchill, how should we look at him today? Oh, I forgot to go to the news slide. I was too motivated and going off on my rant tangent. Here you go. Now you're looking at what I'm looking at. This is Bloomberg on Twitter. In contrast to the tweet, Hastings' piece sought to strike balance between the woke campaigners calling for Churchill's statue in London's Parliamentary Square to be removed and those seeking to elevate his memory. So do we now only have statues of perfect people in history, which according to some or many would be Jesus Christ, but you don't even believe in him. So what statues do we leave? I'm very curious on that, Democrats. Like, can anybody tell me? Oh, your shit froze? I thought you were just like really interested. I thought you were just like really interested in what you were looking at. Josh's camera froze. We're trying to fix it. Did you already turn it back on?
Yeah.
Okay. He's just really looking at something very intently over there. It's not coming back on for some reason.
That's all right.
Hastings noted that while Churchill expressed negative racial attitudes towards Indians and Africans at various points in his leadership, he also showed compassion in instances of life or death, such as after one 19th century battle in Sudan in which 13,000 Africans were either killed or left to die on the battlefield following a British victory. Hastings wrote that no politician should aspire to enfold himself in the mantle of Churchill, but that none of the criticisms against him should diminish gratitude for the work he did for the British people. I acknowledge Churchill's colossal faults, but view them alongside his colossal virtues. Why is it so difficult for others to accept that the middle ground is where the truth lies about most things in life, Hastings wrote. We must judge every man and woman by the standards of their times, not those of our own. Holy fuck, I actually agree with this guy. Wow. Critics took to social media to blast the tweet, with some also dismissing the idea that historical figures should be viewed with a modern lens and others simply referring to Churchill as a hero. Again, and this is where people have the mix-up here. You cannot look at these historical figures through contemporary bifocals. It doesn't work. George Washington, our forefathers owned slaves. Does that make them bad human beings? Well, according to some, yes. But look at what good they did. Again, it is not all black and white. No pun intended, actually. That was a good joke. Didn't mean for that to even slip in there. Nailed it.
Just in the zone right now.
In the zone. Thomas Jefferson, slave owner, but also had sex with his slaves. I think he had like several mixed children, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Thomas Jefferson, one of them. Anyway, the point still stands.
Would that make him racist?
Absolutely.
Apparently.
According to white people, like he freaking hates whites because he's having sex with black people. That reminds me of Dave Chappelle's thing. I can't say it. Yeah. What he says at the end. Why he freaking left her. I fucking died with that. Oh, I died with that. That was so good. It was so good, folks. Yeah, your camera's not working, bro.
It's all right.
Did you turn it back on? Because it's not showing.
No.
We already covered the Biden administration. Reveal. Okay, so, all right, here we go. Let's shift. I know Republicans are not going to like this, but y'all need to calm the fuck down with the conspiracy theorism. Jesus Christ. Like, as soon as I start saying Gavin Newsom's AWOL, he's suffering from something, a disorder from a COVID booster shot. I'm not saying that's not true, but man, y'all jump on this so fucking quick that he's dead. They're covering it up. They don't want the people to see it, which again, I can understand that. But sometimes you got to give things time to play out. And it says, revealed Gavin Newsom skipped climate summit for billionaire oil heiress's wedding. So he's not dead. He's not in hiding. This is where he's at. But it still doesn't justify why if he's so in favor of, fighting climate change and global warming, you skipped the summit in Scotland to go to a millionaire's wedding? Are you serious?
Yes, that is correct.
That is correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Wow, you must have what would Greta Thunberg say? What would that little shithead say? How dare you?
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Only in today's day and age do politicians bow down to a fucking child. That's our society. Kiss her ass because she's got a little bit of clout instead of shut the fuck up. You know what you're fucking talking about. You go sit your ass the fuck. If you want to study this, that's fine. You want to grow up, get some experience under your belt, that's fine. Until then, you shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't even pay taxes, dumb little shit. Revealed Gavin Newsom skipped climate summit for billionaire oil heiress's wedding. California Governor Gavin Newsom skipped the Glasgow Climate Summit and attending the wedding of billionaire heiress Ivy Getty last weekend, instead, according to a glowing Vogue magazine, on the elaborate, lavish affair in San Francisco. Speculation has surrounded Newsom's disappearance since October 27th, when he received a coronavirus vaccine booster shot. Despite announcing his plans to attend the summit on climate change, a key issue for Newsom, he canceled suddenly. Newsom's office cited family obligations but said nothing more. His wife, California First Lady Jennifer Siebel Newsom, suggested in a now-deleted tweet that her husband may have been just in the office working or spending time with the kids. Also, this is the very same wife that tried to proposition, Rose McGowan, not to come forward on the Jeffrey Epstein stuff and things like that. Again, so these very same people that you're worshiping and you're praising as your gods are the very same ones raping the women and sexually assaulting children. Yeah, 100%.
Pillaging.
But you go right ahead and you stand up for them. You fight for them. These scumbag socialist motherfuckers, yeah, they've got you convinced 100%. They've got you in their corner, and that's right where they want you, and you're not fucking leaving because your identity is in them. Until you wake up and you start to understand your identity should be the Constitution and the idea of freedom, and then everybody else just take them case by case. Until you hit that point of thinking, you're going to be a fucking sheep, and the right is no different. No fucking different. You know why Trump still has so much power? Of all the MAGA loyalists. That's 100% why. Is he stupid for utilizing them? No. Smart. Very smart. But as long as people don't think for themselves and instead judge a politician wholly and saying, no, I don't like or dislike, I'm judging him based upon the individual actions he or she takes, you're always going to be a loyalist. Simply out of it's not because of what you love, it's more so out of what you hate. Hate is the more powerful driving force for so many people on social media. If this guy hates the left as much as I do, then I like him. If this guy likes these people as much as I do, then I like him.
You know, for me, when Trump first came out, I was hoping he'd run in 2012 when he kept kicking around the idea.
Yeah.
But when he came out on the debate stage during the with all the Republicans and trying to get the nomination and all that stuff, I really liked him just because he put all those other politicians, career politicians, and nobody else knew how to handle him. He wasn't a polished politician. You know, he didn't rehearse his speech in the mirror 600 times. He just went out there and just was himself.
100%.
He was saying everything that we all say around our dinner tables, talking about how the government is corrupt, how these scumbag politicians say the same thing every election cycle, and they never do anything. And he was the first person to come out and say
he was a man of the people. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
100%.
And he said that everybody's talking about building a border wall. Why haven't they built it? I mean, you can go down and look at the border and see a fence.
Well, right now it's all over Twitter, and Coulter is still ripping Trump. Die hard.
See, who cares about these people? Who cares about what I want to see is results from the politicians that are elected who get paid by our taxes.
She was ripping him for that. He didn't build the wall. The wall is not fully built.
I think out of all the obstacles he faced during his presidency, I mean, you could see that Ivan Dichenko was, he's been arrested. Yeah. And the Clinton campaign, it's undeniable now. That the Clinton campaign was involved in that whole Russian collusion.
But what happens to them though? That's the problem.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't have any faith that anything's going to happen. That's why they're scumbag politicians. Yeah. You could just say they're scumbag politicians.
How do you investigate yourself? And then once you're found guilty by other government entities, how's the enforcement come about? Who's enforcing this?
I'm amazed how the guy was still able to get stuff done despite having probably 95% of the United States and the world
and don't
against
forget,
him.
Republicans, when he first came in, a lot of Republicans didn't like him either.
Still. They still don't like him. I
Well,
mean, I think there should be.
That was more so of a populist kind of thing because I felt like you look at people like Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz fucking hated Trump.
Sure.
Trump hated Ted Cruz, and then as soon as like Trump wins, suddenly they're buddy. But then you look at people like towards like Mitch McConnell and the rest of them that once Trump is on his way out the door, they flip on him on a dime.
They were like.
They were
like that during his like whenever they needed something from him.
Yep.
Then they would
kiss his ass.
They would kiss his ass. But I think Ted Cruz has the country's best interest at heart.
I don't dislike him.
Yeah, I think
Ted is just one of those guys that my own personal things when I talked to him, I got to meet him. I told him about like in Temple, Texas, there was a VA there that like was undergoing a lot of bad shit. Nothing got looked into. Like it's like, all right, bro. I was like, hey, this is back before his re-election was coming up.
Yeah,
and it's like this is going down right now, and nothing came about from it. He listened to me, which was great, but there was no action as a result of it. It's like, so I'm sorry. Like if you're an elected, and this is in your district,
yeah.
At least send somebody.
Do something.
And then he said, call my people. So I called their people. Nothing fucking happened.
Yeah.
So why should I like the motherfucker?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I want somebody that's going to get done what they say they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like if you say you're going to come in, you're going to fix all the roads and infrastructure.
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
If you're going to build a wall,
or
put a wall. If you're going to move the embassy to Jerusalem, move it.
Or people need to start waking up to understanding that some of these politicians are making promises they can't deliver because they don't have the power to do so. Like when Beto O'Rourke's like, we're gonna take the AR-15. You don't have the power to do that.
Yeah,
that takes an act of Congress. But Democrats and Republicans too are so fucking stupid. They will believe you. They will believe you. Instead, it should be, hey guys, this is what I'm running on, and this is what I'm gonna try and push in Congress. So we all need to get on the same side and support this. But you making these statements like talking about like, I'm gonna take the AR-15. You don't have the power to do that. Like none of you do. That's the whole premise behind Congress.
I mean, in Joe Biden's defense, he did say he was going to shut down the oil pipelines.
Yeah, he did.
He did say he was going to raise taxes. I mean, he set himself up to be like, hey, I am going to be a terrible president.
Yeah. Have you seen those stickers on the gas pumps now? Like it's a picture of Biden. It says, I did this. Like that. This is going viral for those that don't know. If you go and look on the internet, there's like these stickers that everybody's putting on gas pumps around the country. And it's a picture of Joe Biden looking stupid as he's pointing that. And it says, I did this.
Yeah.
Or I did that. And they're posting it next to the gas price on the actual gas pump. And it's fucking hilarious. Well, Joe Biden doesn't have control. No, but he's fucking making decisions that are essentially shutting down jobs, outsourcing more shit to the Middle East. Like Greg Abbott's sitting there saying, hey, we can fix this. Texas has the capability. Let's do it. Yeah. And he's not touching it.
Yeah.
The gas prices could drop today if he would let Texas step in and say, because I think they talked about like Texas has enough oil to fuel America for like 50 years, not even including Alaska.
Yeah. Energy independent.
Yeah.
And
what's that going to do to these fucking oil companies overseas?
Yeah.
You start saying, we don't need your shit anymore. Prices are going to rock bottom, and then I'll buy. It's like, okay, fine. Because I would rather, and this is my idea of it. If I can sit there and I can pull ourselves off of foreign oil, and what they're going to do is saying, hey, we want you back, so we'll drop prices like to an astronomical low. Okay, we'll come back. But they better stay fixed at this, or I'm going to go back to, because ultimately what you're doing is you're getting their shit very cheap, and you're reserving your own shit for later on down the line. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. I fully support. But the problem is the prices are going up and we're still paying it, and Biden is making it even fucking worse.
These scumbag politicians are just getting rich off of these deals.
Oh, yeah. They're making so much money. So much
money.
They
don't care about Americans. They don't.
No,
if they did,
they don't give a shit.
They would want the lowest price
100%.
for everybody.
Yep.
They'd want the lowest gas price, so a single mother could fill up her gas tank for $20.
You'd think these politicians live behind fucking gated communities. They are not worried. They are not worried where their next cheeseburger's coming from. They are not the same as you and me. They are so out of touch for the most part.
My Yukon, I went from paying like $70, $75 of unleaded gasoline to like when Trump was president, went down to like $45.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's that's a ton of money a year.
That shit adds up quick.
When you're on a budget, that shit adds up.
And don't forget the fact that people are going back to work now.
Yeah.
People are going back, so now they get to start spending money again.
Yep. Inflation's
hitting. All the shit, cost of food goods going up. What are they going to do?
Yep.
Like people that are barely making it as it is, that poverty threshold is now slowly rising. Thank you, Biden.
He doesn't care about you. He doesn't give a fuck about.
He cares about the opinion of. You know what? This is what it boils down to. They care more about the opinions of pointless troll accounts on Twitter and the Twitterverse. That's what you care about. If the entire world came after me on Twitter, I don't give a fuck. Because like Dave Chappelle even said, great point. Twitter isn't real.
Yeah.
This only has power because you, the individual, give it power. Delete the fucking app and it goes away. You know how much shit I get on a daily basis? Like, I loved about that on Andy's podcast. We talk about haters. Like, oh no, you got some haters. Like, yeah, I do. I have stalkers. I have a lot of haters. I have people that want to see me fucking dead. I've had death threats. I've had all kinds of shit. So what happens when you speak your mind. That's also why Shell Shock's so successful, because I don't lie about shit.
Yep.
That's why we fucking been in sync, because I say these are products, they work. This episode is brought to you by ShellShockCBD.com. But it's the truth.
Yeah.
And people don't want to fucking hear that shit.
Biden, he doesn't care. He
doesn't give a goddamn.
He'll shit his pants
you.
in the Vatican. He'll crap himself right there in the Vatican in front of the Pope.
Smells like corn.
You think he cares?
Tapioca pudding. Tapioca pudding. So that's where Newsom was. Instead of attending the climate change summit and fighting for what you believe in, instead he's at a wedding. Wow. Or maybe they were using that wedding to deflect away from the fact that he's got some kind of side effects of... No, I don't think so, because I don't even think they took the vaccine, to tell you the truth. I really don't.
You don't think so?
No. Facebook ban on supporting Rittenhouse wears thin as prosecution stumbles. If you're not watching the news, ladies and gentlemen, wonderful outcome yesterday on the Kyle Rittenhouse. For those that don't know, he's the one that gunned down... pedophile, another felon, and some other douchebag fucking Democrat that had it coming, and it looks like he's gonna get away with it. I mean, not even he's justified in self-defense. He killed two, I think. I haven't been watching the case. I'm not gonna lie, I've been too busy around here to actually keep that on, but I have been keeping up with the outcome, and it's fucking hilarious. So the douchebag moron fucking beta cock liberal that, too bad the arm blew off his bicep, not his fucking head. And by the way, he pointed, okay, well, I don't want to give away the story just yet. So this guy, this piece of shit, you look at him and you just scream soy. He's testifying yesterday. Now, at first he says that Kyle Rittenhouse pointed his gun at him first. This is under oath, ladies and gentlemen. This is under oath. And then the attorney asks him again. And you can tell the little mouse on the wheel in this moron's head is like starting to stumble and flip, and to the point where like the wheel is now spinning the mouse, like just going around. And this guy actually comes out and says, he's like, well, yeah, what happened was I pointed my weapon at Kyle and then he shot me. And he's like, so you pointed your weapon at him first? And he says, yes. So he undermined everything he just said. He lied under oath. And you can actually see the picture of his own attorney face palming because he knew the trial just got blown. It's over. There is no way you can find this kid fucking guilty. No way. This douchebag Democrat comes out there and legitimately says, I pointed my weapon at him first, and that's when he fired. It's like, that's called self-defense, you dipshit. And you're lucky you didn't get your fucking head blown off like you deserved. They were swinging a fucking skateboard at Kyle Rittenhouse's face. They could have caved in this kid's skull. And you Democrats are out there so worried about a convicted sex offender getting shot. Jesus Christ. More of that needs to happen. You want to fix the society? That's what needs to happen. Hey, fuck with Rittenhouse and find out.
There you go.
That's awesome. 2 people fucking dead. Deserved it. Self-defense, baby. Right to protest. Right to be armed.
He killed one and just wounded another, right?
No, I thought he was killed 2 and wounded 1.
Did he?
I think so. Well, I could probably have that wrong. Either way, I do know that one of them was a convicted felon who had a firearm illegally. Right. And I think one of them was a sex offender.
Hang on. Rittenhouse, 18, is charged with fatally shooting Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, and Anthony Huber, 26. Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
And it was a bystander.
Yeah, I don't feel anything for these people. I don't give a shit about them.
You know, that's when you put yourself in those situations.
When you go to, and the other thing is this is how we fight Antifa. Like, if you people out there in Portland, I don't know, can they have firearms in Portland, Oregon? I don't know.
If
maybe Antifa lobs
I think in Chaz
you
can.
shoot them.
In Chaz,
yeah.
Because there was the one guy that was handing out ARs.
Yes,
F-15
yeah. The
out of his
first
trunk.
The first thing in this liberal established
where did he get
city,
25 freaking machine gun?
One of the first things that happens in that newly established city of love, they start passing out firearms and they build fucking walls.
Yeah.
Like, you bunch of fucking hypocrites.
Voted for leaders. They start paying taxes.
100%. Oh, and then it's kind of like, put the walls up. Let's use the guns to defend ourselves. So suddenly walls and guns are not so bad because it keeps out the people that you don't want in there.
Hey, look,
kind of like the whole George Floyd thing you had going over there, that like all the people like, oh no, you can't come into George Floyd Square because it's sacred ground because our black martyr was murdered so innocently, who, by the way, was also a piece of shit that had it kind of coming if you think about it. But you can't walk here. That's why there's a wall. Oh, so suddenly you're in favor of walls.
Okay.
Supposedly another January 6th might come around. All of a sudden, all of Congress, and then the gates go, the walls go up. So clearly walls work. But hey, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The walls don't matter if it's to protect you. But if it's to protect the elite class, oh, suddenly the walls matter. Do you not see yet where you matter on the register of worth to these politicians? You don't. You're a fucking vote. That's all you are. These worthless motherfuckers. So the Facebook ban on supporting Rittenhouse wears thin as prosecution stumbles. I hope Rittenhouse sues the fuck out of the MSM for how they fucking smeared him. Facebook decided last September to ban statements defending Kyle Rittenhouse as if they were support for mass murder, a decision that looks increasingly questionable as Rittenhouse's lawyers make a strong self-defense case in Kenosha court. Rittenhouse is facing several counts of murder and other charges, but video evidence of the melee at a Black Lives Matter riot in Kenosha last August 25th suggested that he had fired on people who attacked him, including one armed with a firearm. As Breitbart News has reported, key prosecution witnesses admitted Monday that Rittenhouse only shot at him once he pointed his own pistol at the teenager, and the detective in the case admitted that Rittenhouse only shot people chasing him. There's your case. Close it up, boys. We done. If the glove don't fit, you must quit.
I know. OJ killed a couple people.
No, absolutely.
Cut their heads off.
Yeah, got away with it. Yeah, absolutely. Some legal observers opined that Rittenhouse should qualify for a directed verdict, a legal finding by the judge that the prosecution has failed to establish the basic elements of the crime. But the establishment media continue portraying the teenager in the worst possible light. Why do you think that is? Because they are anti-gun. Anyone that is pro-gun and uses a gun in an effective way, they're going to demonize. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me take it one step further. Are you ready, Democrats? You're about to shit yourself. Here we go. What if that had been a black woman being assaulted by 3 white dudes? What do you think the press would be doing right the fuck now? Yeah, you think about that. What if that had been a Muslim man being attacked by 3 Christian extremists? Suddenly your opinion changes. So in the truth of the matter, you're just racist, that's all you are. That's all you really are. You don't give a fuck about who is protected by this. All you care about is what political side they're on, what their sex is, and what their sexuality is. Had that been a black woman and 3 white men trying to rape her, the MSM would be praising her. And guess what? I'd be in favor of that too. If it's a black woman blowing the head off of 3 fucking white Christian extremists trying to rape her, 100%. That is your right, and I encourage it. That makes sense to y'all? Oh, John, go too far now? Did I lose you? Are you still with me? Are you still with me? What if that had been a cinematographer being chased down by 3 Alec Baldwins?
Alec killed a guy.
Oh my God.
Escalated quickly.
As soon as that happens, oh my God, it's not Alec's fault. It's not the Alec. It's blame it on somebody else. It's the gun's fault. There we go. As Breitbart News reported, okay, some legal observers we talked about that. And let's go ahead and play this for you guys so you can see. Like, oh my God, this clip is so fun. This guy just reeks beta cuck. Like, let's watch the clip here. You can, if you're watching on Twitch, you can actually see this.
At him, advanced
and start
on
over
him.
so you can hear. Right the audio. Here we
It
go.
wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
Oh shit! That's it. Directed
That's
verdict. Directed verdict on all the murder charges. Kyle knows.
Yeah.
Directed verdict on the murder charges.
He just exhaled. Kyle just, he looks like he's gonna cry.
Look at this.
How do you not? How do you not?
Look, he can get his
How do
brain
you not
blown off.
acquit after
Fucking
that?
Shit. Look right there. He's got his face so far in his palm. He knows he's in like such deep shit. It's like, it's over. It's over. Roll the credits, boys. Pack it up. The war's over. We're going home. This case is done. Fucking 2 piece of shit liberals got what they deserved. There you go. There you go. And this is why we'll never be on fire.
Look at this guy. Gotta say, Kyle Rittenhouse looks pretty good.
Oh, he knows. Like, Kyle's not stupid. He knows. His lawyer's like, bro, we're good. We're safe and clear. But now we're going to make some money because we're suing the fuck out of Facebook, CNN, and the rest of them.
I know.
Facebook, look, there's another thing to just showcase right here, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Let's just look at this real quick, okay? This is what the outcome is going to be. Facebook has banned anyone supporting Kyle Rittenhouse and making statements like that. But once the trial is finished and Rittenhouse is shown to be innocent, the ban that Facebook had put in place was wrong. You got it wrong. You crucified an innocent man, and Facebook ain't shit gonna happen to him. That's why you don't censor. That's why you let the people say what they want to fucking say, regardless of your individual opinion on it. Facebook got it wrong.
Yeah, they're a publisher,
100%.
and so they should be
100%
liable for everything.
But government protection, they're protected. Nope, do away with it.
How many
and
lawsuits
Republicans, when you had control, you did nothing.
Yeah,
you did nothing. You're complicit.
That's why you got to get rid of like most of these Republicans too, man.
Yeah, 100%.
They're scumbag politicians.
I will tell you this much
Lindsey
right now.
Graham,
Yep.
McConnell's.
Yep. I will tell you this much right now. When Republicans take it all back, which they will, historically, according to standards, come midterms, we're gonna wreck shop.
Yeah.
Now, once Republicans eventually get the White House back, then the ultimate pressure will be on. And Democrats, I'm going to tell you something right now, and you better listen the fuck up. That filibuster that you are demonizing right now, that you want to go away because it's the only thing stopping a lot of your bullshit from passing, you are going to be screaming to the non-existent flying spaghetti monster in the sky that you don't believe in that you had that back because you are so fucking short-sighted. You don't understand the very same things that Republicans are using right now is something that you would have access to as well. But you're too fucking retarded to see that. That's how stupid you really are. You morons. Do away with the Electoral College unless it works in our favor. Then it's okay. Do away with the filibuster. Oh my God, Republicans have control. Why don't we have the filibuster back? Because they're racist. Bunch of morons. Oh my God. And so a tweet comes out and says, if you want to understand why no one trusts the press, today's headline about the trial are a perfect example. This witness got caught in multiple lies and his testimony ended up making a clear case for self-defense. This is how the major outlets reported it. And CBS News publishes a tweet. Lone survivor shot by Kyle Rittenhouse at Kenosha protest testifies he thought he was going to die. Daily Beast says the man who survived being shot by Kyle Rittenhouse in Kenosha, Wisconsin last August testifies on Monday that he never tried to kill the heavily armed teenager. In fact, let me click on it. In fact, yeah,
he was just there supporting small businesses
100%.
by burning them down.
He was following Instagram supporting black-owned businesses. How is that not fucking racist? It's still on my Uber Eats. It's still on my Instagram bullshit. Support black-owned businesses. What about what about Native Americans that you cry so hard about? What about Asians? What about, what about other minorities? Do they not fucking matter now? Oh, because black people cry the most and therefore they get the favoritism. How is that not inherently racist? That is the most racist bullshit out there. You think black people have the monopoly on oppression and slavery? You don't. But why do you get to show? Why? Because you cry the most. Buildings got burned down. Billions and billions of dollars of damage is done in these cities by white fucking liberals protesting black rights, which, by the way, a lot of them were black-owned businesses, so good job there, you fucking morons. Why explain that to me? Why? I don't give a fuck. I don't promote the bullshit. I'm not supporting a black-owned video. I don't give a fuck about who owns that business. All I care about is, when I go to shop on Uber Eats to get my dinner at night, I don't purposely go, well, who owns this? Is this owned by a black person? Is this owned by are they Republican? Bro, I go to Sonic, and I don't give a fuck who owns that franchise. As long as the food is good and it's cheap, I'm going to buy that shit.
I want to know.
I want to know what love is. I'm on.
What do these black-owned businesses think of a tax hike coming up?
Oh,
like a 27%.
MSM ain't gonna report it. They ain't gonna say shit.
If you're a business owner,
yeah,
regardless of what color you are,
yeah, you're gonna get.
Are you in favor of
unless
a
they're
tax
gonna
hike?
get shown special privileges based upon their skin color, which, and again, that's racist.
Yeah.
But Facebook has been demonizing those that supported Kyle Rittenhouse. The bias is partly designed. Last year, Facebook declared in advance of any trial that Rittenhouse was guilty of mass murder and confirmed that it would ban any posts supporting him. So Facebook was in the wrong. What are you going to do about it to make it right? Nothing. It's almost like Facebook is a representation of the government. When they get it wrong, nothing happens. There is no apology. Ain't shit happening. They just sweep it under the rug and they move the fuck on. So if you trust the government and you trust Facebook, you deserve every bad thing that happens to you because you've been smacked in the face so many fucking times and you still ain't waking up to it. It might favor you now, but it ain't going to favor you forever. Therefore, do away with it entirely. Facebook needs to be brought to justice. Zuckerberg needs to be brought to justice. This guy is a piece of shit. Other social media companies followed suit, as did other companies and organizations. As Breitbart News recalled Monday, Twitter locked the account of a Rittenhouse attorney, and a police officer lost his job for donating to Rittenhouse's defense. However, the trial has presented evidence that suggested Rittenhouse had, at the very least, a solid case for self-defense, at least to the murder charges. As with the Hunter Biden laptop, social media companies suppressed facts and free speech.
What?
What?
Have you read the Ashley Biden
Diary?
Yeah.
No.
I haven't either. Is it? I think it's that. Let me look.
By the way, the FBI has verified that it's actually hers, though. And in that diary, apparently there's speculation. This is speculation that her and old Joey Boy had some inappropriate relation. Again,
I'll tell you, that guy's a...
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I take accusations like that very seriously. So that should be investigated.
You know,
that should be investigated.
What was on Hunter Biden's laptop? I mean,
the deals that he made. He was trying. Wasn't he taking money to do introductories
from
Russia to his dad?
So Giuliani, he had it.
Yeah.
And like he got rid of it immediately because of everything that was on it. So I mean, it sounded like there's a lot of illegal
there's
things.
A lot of shit going down. Absolutely. That's why if you think the right is clean and the left isn't, then you got another thing coming. The right is just as fucking dirty. It's just the left gets away with it more.
It's yeah, it's insane. Like what?
Bro, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
I'm just like Joe Biden. I'm like, I went.
Oh my gosh, bro. I'm right there with you. Travis Scott should have paused Astroworld Festival performance, Houston Fire Chief says. It's been confirmed, I think 8 are dead, to include one man who was trying to rescue his fiance. He was trampled to death. They were saying that a police officer that was trying to help was stuck with something, with some kind of drug. But Travis Scott should have paused Astroworld Festival performance, Houston Fire Chief says. The rapper continued his Houston performance as the Astroworld Festival as first responders tried to deal with 8 people who had died. Houston Fire Chief Samuel Pina appeared on the Today Show where he updated the public on investigation into the deaths of Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival. During the interview, Pina seemingly blamed the rapper for not doing more to control the crowd from the stage. Look, we all have responsibility. Everybody at the event has a responsibility, starting with the artist on down, he told Savannah Guthrie. The fire chief noted that it is merely his opinion that the artist has control over the crowd, and that the official investigation will determine any culpability on the part of Scott, the event's organizers of the venue. However, he believes the rapper could have been more instrumental in helping first responders and security regain control and respond to victims. I 100% agree with him on this.
No, he incited the entire thing.
Yeah, he did. He was out there calling for it.
Yeah, he was telling people to run up towards the stage.
Yeah.
And security to let him go.
Yep.
But
here's the thing, like,
if that guy's not dropped from his label,
they ain't gonna touch him. He's black, bro. They're not gonna touch him.
We'll see.
Not going near him, and he's fucking connected with the Kardashians. You do that, and you're a racist.
We will see.
That's democratic rules right there.
Right.
And again, it doesn't end there. Khloe Kardashian, again, this is how tone deaf these fucking idiots are. What a cunt. Khloe Kardashian criticized for posting sexy pics amid Astroworld tragedy, which they call tone deaf. Meanwhile, the reality star sisters, Kim Kardashian and Kylie Kendall Jenner, have broken their silence on Travis Scott's Astroworld deaths. Khloe Kardashian is facing backlash for posting a series of sultry pictures to her social media account amid the Astroworld tragedy, which claimed the lives of 8 and injured many more. Khloe, who's the older sister of Travis Scott's girlfriend Kylie Jenner, posted 3 pictures on Instagram on Monday wearing a form-fitting mesh outfit. Kardashians appeared in full glam for the shots, one of which sees her combing her fingers through. Wow, are these people like kissing? This is like from Fox. Like, Jesus Christ, tone it down. Whoever's writing this is like probably touching himself. Kardashian appears in full glam for the shots, one of which sees her combing her fingers through her long blonde hair and others showing her striking poses in front of a white wall. It was a rainy day in May as I sat there looking at her photographs, touching myself, wondering what she must smell like. Bro, get a fucking life. How you writing shit like that? Okay. The Keeping Up with Kardashians 37 was immediately ripped by fans who flooded the comment sections of her post with criticism. These are the Kardashians, ladies and gentlemen. This is the scum of the earth. These people are the reason why reality TV should be abolished. Now, I'm actually not in favor of abolishing or banning it, but this is the reason why our fucking society is going to shit right here. These fucking dumb cunts like this literally got made famous because of who their father was. Like, you want to talk about elitism, like, and people look up to these idiots. People look up to these people. They are fucking stupid. If these are your fucking figureheads that you put faith in, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Several people called the picture tone deaf and questioned the reality star's timing as heartbreaking because these people don't care. Why should they? They're rich. Fuck you, peasants. But here, buy this from Kim Kardashian.
Oh, no.
Another wrote, people are watching you guys. I think we can pause for a week or so after people died at TS concert. Just a thought. A third person called Kardashian's post irrelevant, while another reacted, are you kidding me? Read the room. The first Astroworld victim was buried yesterday, another argued. People die, but okay, seems no problem in the world of Instagram, one person added. Okay, so look, to be fair, here's the thing. Okay, playing devil's advocate on this one. Can you really be offended they did this on social media? That's what social media is, cancer. We're cracking jokes at Alec Baldwin the day it fucking happened. Guess what? That's the way it works. If you don't like it, turn it off and move on. Now, we weren't joking about Halen and Hutchinson. We weren't joking about that.
No, we're
joking about him being a fucking idiot. And then people couldn't differentiate between the two. It's like, oh my God, someone just died. Yeah, we know.
Alec killed him.
Alec killed her. Right?
We know they died.
Yes. 100%.
He wounded another man.
I know. It's like some people are like, you should make jokes about 100% we should. This motherfucker basically talked about, oh, I saw a tweet from, who was this? Oh, who was it? Oh, God, fuck me. It was, was it,
Give me some hints.
Was it Jenna Jameson? No. Who was it? Alec Baldwin had said something and said, like, go put some clothes on and shut up or some shit like that because she called him out. I forget who it was. Who was it? Fuck. I just saw it on Twitter and I laughed my ass off. Who was it? Basically said, go put some clothes on and shut the hell up. Oh, God. Who was it?
Hillary Clinton.
Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. Ugh.
Hillary.
Can you imagine being married to that? Mindy Robinson. Thank you. It was Mindy Robinson. My bad. Thank you, Laura Williams, in the chat. It was Mindy Robinson. I'd seen her post that.
Who's that?
She is married to, or she's with the UFC fighter. Is it Randy Couture? She's big in the conservative movement. She's big on Twitter. She commented on a Facebook post I made, and I didn't know she even followed me, which was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But she's very outspoken. She doesn't give a fuck. That's why I like her a lot. But she posted something about what Alec Baldwin had told her, a very sexist thing to say, like, go put some clothes on and pipe down. I was like, wow. Like, because he said that to a Republican, it's okay. It's okay. But if he'd said that to a Democrat, oh my God, that's the most bigoted, sexist thing ever. And she fucking went after him. I was like, oh, I need to, I'm going to reach out to her and see if I can get her on the show. I think she'd be an amazing guest. Jenna Jameson call out shows your age.
I'm going to kill a guy.
Bro, this dude said Jenna Jameson call out shows your age. Yes, actually, I've been talking to her on Instagram. She's a very nice person. She's not going to come on the show because she wants to lay low. I totally respect that. But no, I like Jenna Jameson. She wasn't afraid to vocalize her opinions either. She got in the political spectrum for a little while and fucking,
She gets it.
Yep.
She's based.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, this has been going on for a while.
100%, yeah.
Yeah,
This
I
has
started
been a long
following
time coming.
like Instagram 2016, 2015.
She drew a lot of fire because she came out. I don't know if it was in support of Trump. I forget what it was, but instantly people like demonized her. All the pro women and sexuality things, they went after her. It's like, wow, you guys are some fucking hypocrites.
Total hypocrites.
But I need to reach out to Mindy. If anybody's watching, Mindy Robinson, tell her to fucking DM me on Instagram. Maybe I'll look her up and DM her as well. I would love to have her on the show. And I think she's running for Congress, if I'm not mistaken. I forget. Is that Florida, I think? I could be wrong on that one. But, yeah, she'd be an interesting guest to have on the show. So, but, yeah. And that does it for us here today, ladies and gentlemen, at the All American Savage Show podcast here at the Shell Shock CBD HQ. I want to say thank you for tuning in today. I'm in rare form today. I feel good.
Really getting after it.
Fucking yeah. Maybe I should quit chewing more often. By the way, Veterans Day coming up. We are running a Veterans Day sale for our veterans out there. Now, again, we would never do this on Memorial Day. I think that kind of violates the sanctity of what Memorial Day should be about. But on Veterans Day, it's about taking care of our veterans, showing them the respect they're owed. And so on Veterans Day, we're offering a 20% discount on certain select products at Shell Shock CBD. That's coming very soon. So make sure you get ready for that. And again, that is the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Veterans Day is to thank surviving veterans, and Memorial Day is to remember all the veterans that have fallen, given their lives in service to this country. Amazing men and women in the armed forces that have died all throughout the history of America. So that's the difference between the 2 days. So today, or excuse me, the 11th, I believe it is, coming up is Veterans Day. And Applebee's and all these other restaurants that offer the 10% discount are going to get flooded. No, you get the free meal. I think you get a free meal. I think you get a free meal on Veterans Day. And so it's a running joke in the veteran community that, you're going to be hitting all these restaurants to get free food. And it's like, come on, man. Like, come on. Like, it's funny. People it's a running joke, but there are actually veterans that do this. They will go like breakfast, lunch, and dinner all for free, and they will like gorge all day. And I'm just like, okay. But the other part of it though is like,
I ain't mad at you.
The lines are insane. Like, good luck. Like, if you go to Golden Corral, Applebee's, Chili's, you ain't getting in unless you get early.
Yeah.
The lines are out the fucking door. But the one thing I've done when there was a few times I went to a restaurant on Veterans Day and they were doing that. Whatever the amount of the meal is, I just leave that in the tip for the waitress. Because waitresses, I've talked to so many waitresses. It's like, oh, we love Veterans Day. Because the veterans, they basically give us the meal as the tip. I was like, that's awesome.
That's nice.
That's very nice. Yeah.
Well,
so
one of the reasons,
and I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just saying that's pretty cool people to do.
One of the reasons we started this company too was to combat the opioid problem in the veteran community and to give an alternative. And we have
and it works.
So many great reviews from veterans who have been using our rack out gummies.
We've got people in the FBI using our shit.
Yeah, it's so it's.
We've got people, we've got members of Congress using our shit.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way as well. There's a lot of Shell Shock is growing very quickly because it works and it's affordable.
Yeah.
So again, that is shellshockcbd.com. We have sample packs. You can try it out for yourself. $5 to achieve a good night's sleep. $5 to try our Delta 8, which, by the way, Delta 8, I shouldn't say is legal again in Texas, but court just came out and said, nope, DSHS does not have the authority to make Delta 8 illegal. So if you are in Texas, we were still selling it anyway. So
yeah, swing on by the shop.
We didn't stop. So shellshockcbd.com. There you go. You can check it out, Delta 8 right there. And we have soon to launch Delta 9 gummies.
Yeah, we've got those coming in hot. These gummies are so good. The way they're formulated, each gummy is the exact same, and it's such a potent product. And they're going to be 10 milligrams.
And they meet federal regulations, which means we can sell to all 50 states.
So these are, and they're 4 times the strength of the Delta 8 25 milligrams. So
these things are some potent. God bless
they're good.
The nerd chemists. You guys are amazing. God bless you.
These
they're like, oh, the government says we can't do this. Wait a second, I'm gonna come back. And like, boom, this meets federal regulations. Like, damn, is it safe? Like, yep. Is it gonna be fucked up? Yep. Let's do it.
It's such a great product.
It's amazing.
I'm every night I take a full gummy and just relax.
I post shit on my Instagram stories at night, like before I go to bed. Like, they have like some really cool rocket scenes and shit like that. So I'll post some really cool stuff and I'll go back and watch it. It's like, this is so awesome. Like, I love this.
Yeah.
And Athena is ripping ass behind me and it smells so fucking bad. Oh my God.
Glad she's over by you.
Poor girl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in today. Do me a favor. Hey, if you enjoyed this podcast, if this podcast motivated you, give us a shout out on social media. Share the podcast. Help our voice grow. Help us increase our listener base. Make us your voice for the people to take back your city. Do it. Help us out. Leave us a review on iTunes. It helps out way more than you know. Follow us on SoundCloud so you never miss a notification of when we go live or when a podcast is posted. Thank you so much. Again, we will never be with Turning Point. We'll never be with Fox. We'll never be with CNN. We are all on our own. That's the way it should be. Individual voices, individual thought, thinking for ourselves, not falling into any political party line except for freedom. Anything to add, my man?
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen. And as always,